Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Zeb, and welcome to the Rehab Christian Center Sunday morning virtual experience. And I am glad to be with you today on a very cold Sunday. If I look cold, it is because I am cold. It is cold outside, but it is good to be with you virtually, and certainly hopeful that everything is going well with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Excited to start this series this morning. Thirst traps, cuffing season. It's cold. People are disappearing. Folks are already all over the place. And but this is going to be a lot of fun, and enjoy teaching this yearly relationship series. And this series, regardless of your status, will be relevant for you in terms of content. And just grateful again for the opportunity to share with you, to be with you today on a very, very, very cold Sunday. Again, if I look cold, it's because I'm freezing and I got the heat on and I'm still freezing. But it is good to be with you today. And thank you so much for tuning in. Listen, we've got to go through all of our networks and welcome everybody. I've got to jump right into the message today. I've got a lot of ground to cover for part one of this series, a lot of ground to cover. And so I want to get right into the content as soon as I can. And again, just grateful for all of you being here and for tuning in again on a very cold Sunday morning. As we start part one of Thirst Traps Cuffing Season, we're going to talk from the subject, is it love or not? And it's going to be powerful. Just going to give you some good foundational things to get you going. Shouldn't be too ratchet today. For those of you that are praying for pastor, it shouldn't be too ratchet today. But I'm going to give you some things that are really foundational. And then we're going to really up the ante, probably starting Tuesday into the rest of the series. But again, I enjoy teaching this relationship series every year. So many people, we get so much feedback from so many people everywhere about our series on relationships. And I get it. People like to talk about love and all of those things. And what better time to deal with these topics than when it gets cold outside and y'all start disappearing. So we're going to get into this. So let's walk through the networks really quickly. We'll do our declaration. We're going to dive right in today. All right. So good morning, Facebook. It's good to see you virtually. Those of you that are tuned in via Facebook, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are on via Facebook, make sure you say good morning in the chat area. I'm trying to find the chat space now. I feel like I'm all over the place today. This is going to be a good day. But I want you to say good morning in the chat area. There we are. I want you to say good morning in the chat area if you're on Facebook. Make sure you say good morning. Speak to everybody. And then do me a favor. If you have not already liked this video, hold the button down, turn it to a love button. And then I want you to hit that share button. I want you to tag 5 people and tell them to tune in this morning. This is going to be a powerful time. This is going to be a powerful message. Again, just starting off this relationship series that we do every year. We've been running this series, I don't know. Somebody, from Rehab may have to help me. We've been running this series maybe since Rehab started 8 years ago. We've been doing this series for a very long time. And it's, again, always been a staple of our church. People really enjoy conversations on relationships, on dating, on marriage, those things. And I get it. People enjoy love, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so we're just excited to share this series with you today. Again, if you're tuned in on Facebook, say good morning in the chat area. Good. I see a lot of good mornings. Good morning to all of you. And some of you are singing that personally to me, and good morning to you. It's good to see you. Now, I want you to hit that share button. I want you to tag 5 people. Hit that @ symbol. I want you to tag 5 people right now and tell them to tune in. All right, do that for me. Hit that @ symbol. Go down your friends list. I want you to tag 5 people and tell them to tune in. Hit that share button and do that now. Let's get this number climbing for a very exciting message this morning. Instagram, good morning to you. It's good to see you virtually this morning. Those of you that are tuned in via Instagram, it's good to see you. If you're on Instagram, do me a favor, hit the heart button. I want you to fill it up. Let me know you're there. Make sure you say good morning in the chat area if you're on Instagram also. And then also, if you're on Instagram, I want you to hit that @ symbol. I want you to tag 5 people right now on your friends list and tell them to tune in. We've got a very powerful message today. Good. I'm seeing hearts flying out of my peripherals. We've got a very exciting message to kick off part one of Thirst Traps cuffing season. It's going to be great. And I'm excited that you have joined us this morning. So thank you so kindly. Those of you that are on Instagram, good. There are the hearts. Good. Those of you that are on Instagram, thank you so much for tuning in. Now, again, hit that @ symbol. I want to see it in the comments. I want you to hit that @ symbol. I want you to tag 5 of your friends and tell them to jump on right now. And we're excited. We are excited to share this message with you. And I absolutely know it is going to be a blessing to you in a tremendous way. So again, say good morning, Instagram, hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people. YouTube, finally, good morning to you. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. It is good to see you virtually. We have a lot of people that do tune in on YouTube. And so if you are tuned in via YouTube, do me a favor, make sure you say good morning in the chat area. And not only that, those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, I want you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified every time we go live. I got the notifications on my phone as soon as we went live. I am subscribed to our channel. Hit that bell notification icon so you can be notified. And then hit the share button. I want you to tag 5 people this morning as well and tell them to tune in. We've got, again, a very powerful message. Foundational message. It ain't going to be too ratchet today, I promise, because after Monday, many of y'all are still recovering after my personal live Monday. And I was telling a friend of mine, I think it was Friday. It may have been Friday or maybe Thursday. That was the rated G version. That was the rated G version. But one of the things that the church in general is missing is candid conversation. We talk about everything but the stuff we should be talking about. And this is why a lot of people don't like church. This is why a lot of people come to church and they're still bound. This is why a lot of people would do church, but they feel bound. They don't feel like they can be free. And so I really enjoyed Monday. I've got another live coming for you in about another week. That's going to continue that vein. And so we're excited to be here and just so grateful to see you this morning. So say good morning on all of our chat areas, regardless of the channel that you're on. And let's get ready to get going. Good morning, Mom and Dad. I see you guys in. Good to see you virtually on this morning. Let's go through our declaration. Can we do it? Let's get that up on the screen. We're going to walk through our declaration. For those of you that are tuned in for the first time, every single Sunday, before we get into our message, we always walk through the declaration. So many people ask, what does REHAB mean? REHAB is an acronym that stands for Restore, Evangelize, Hope, Alternatives, and Breakthrough. It is the 5 pillars by which our ministry operates and functions. And so anytime people say, hey, what does REHAB mean? We always tell them that. But declarations are critical because the things that you say impact sometimes the things that you think, and which also impact the things that you believe, which also impact the things that you see in your life. So it is very powerful that you watch your words and watch the language that you speak every week. I'm even cautious to say things like, I feel terrible. You know why? Because when you say you feel terrible, what's going to happen? You're going to start feeling terrible, right? And so you've got to be very careful of the words you speak. And so we repeat this declaration every single Sunday, and we go through all five of these pillars. So it doesn't matter what network you're tuned in. If you're tuned in via Facebook and YouTube, you should see it on your screen. Instagram, you cannot see that yet. We are working on it. But I always read it slow. So those of you that are on Instagram, you can repeat after me. And so I want all of you, regardless of the network, just as if we are face-to-face, I want you to repeat after me as I go through the declaration. And I promise you, this is going to bless you in a tremendous way. All right, let's do it. Say it with me. Restore. We declare that everything that is broken, lost, hurt, or destroyed that belongs to us and has been designed by God is restored. My mind is restored. I'm sorry, my faith is restored. My joy is restored. My mind is restored. Even my lost time is restored. I am no longer broken. The fact that I'm alive means I have another chance. My faith has restored me. And right now, his love is making me whole. Evangelize. Say it with me. We declare that God helped us so we can help somebody else. He loved me when I was unlovable. He changed me when I was a mess. His love lifted me when I was down. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. And anything that came for me can't keep me. Because I'm free, my circle is next. My family is saved. My friends are blessed. My plans are successful. My goals are ahead of schedule. And anything connected to me is blessed, just like me. Hope, say it with me. We declare that everything that is missing is not lost. In Jesus, I have hope. And this hope makes me confident. It doesn't matter what happens to me or around me, I'm going to win. My relationships are winning. My goals are winning. My family is winning. My neighbor is winning. This city will win, and my row has the victory. My past is defeated, and my future is brighter today than it was yesterday. Alternatives, say it with me. We declare that God made us different. I'm a royal child, the light of the world, and the hope of my city. I respect the past, but I don't look like what I've been through. I love coming to church. I love the church, and my life is balanced. I love coming to church, but I like flights, boats, and vacations. My whole life is blessed. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am a lender, not a borrower. And every place I go belongs to me. Breakthrough. Say it with me. We declare that God has a breakthrough with our name on it. I have some challenges, but I am not defeated. No weapon formed against me can prosper. And I know that all things are working for my good. Things are not breaking down. They are about to break through. There is a breakthrough in my career. There is a breakthrough in my home. There is a breakthrough in my health. There is a breakthrough in my finances. I am here on purpose, for a purpose, and everything that went wrong is getting ready to turn around. Did you say that with me this morning? If you did, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to type in the comments right now, it's already done. Quickly. I want you to type in the comments right now. Quickly. It's already done. It's already done. If you made those declarations with me this morning, I want you to type it in the comments. It's already done. I've been reminding you every single week that since the very first week in January, we have been making this declaration every single Sunday that literally everything God has promised us in the year of 2021, he's going to do it. We've been declaring it done since January. The good news is, y'all, if it ain't happened yet, you got about 46 more days. And that's okay. It's still going to happen. But you've got to have the faith to express and believe that it's already done. I want you to type in the comments quickly. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. It's already done. I'm telling you, God's going to do some amazing things in your life. He's going to fulfill every promise concerning your life. And I need you to be encouraged to believe that today. Listen, have you invited 5 people? I need you to do it quickly because I'm getting ready to start teaching. I'm not going to be before you long, but I've got a lot of ground to cover today. We are talking from the subject, is it love or not? All right. Go ahead and put the topic in the comments. If you have not tagged 5 people and invited them, I want you to do that right now. And then after you do that, I want you to put in the comments the topic, is it love or not? Is what we're dealing with. I don't have a particular text. I'm going to be jumping a little bit of everywhere today. So this is going to kind of feel more like life study than Sundays in some ways. All right. So I'm going to give you text all over the place. And so this is one of those Sundays you want to record notes. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow. But this is one of those Sundays you want to record notes, because we're going to be all over the place. And I'm going to give you some concrete things. This is a message that I've taught several times, but I always like to start this series off with this. And there's some more foundational things that I'm going to give you probably Tuesday before I get into the meat and potatoes stuff that y'all really want, the ratchet stuff that y'all tune in to hear. All right. But again, we're going to deal with this today. Is it love or is it not? Now, here's the first thing I want you to record. All right. And this is critically important. We oftentimes, when we think, and this is the knock that we have on the church, and this isn't, look, when I say this, I always have to preface it, unfortunately, because people are so sensitive when I make comments like that, right? Again, pastor's a product of the church. He loves the church. He will always love the church. The church will always be relevant, all right? But one of the knocks on the church is that sometimes we do not deal with hard topics. We just think that God is going to be God, the God over our health, and the God over our families, and the God over our finances, and the God over, our, careers. This is what I want you to record. God wants to be Lord over your love life too. Okay. God wants to be Lord over my love life. I want you to put that in the comments. God wants to be Lord over my love life. This is important. He wants to be Lord over your money. He wants to be the Lord over your career. He wants to be Lord over your finance, but God also wants to be Lord over your love life. He does. He doesn't want to just own part of you. He wants to own all of you. And one of the critical reasons why he wants to be Lord over your love life is because you can be easily deceived by love. Love is one of those things, those emotions, those feelings that can easily deceive you. And so it is critically important that we understand that he does not want to just be Lord over your money and your health and your well-being. He also wants to be Lord over your love life. And this is the crazy thing about most people, church people, non-church people. It don't matter who it is. Most people want to make him Lord over everything but that, right? So we will give him permission to fix our career. We'll give God permission to fix our family. We'll give God permission to fix our health. Lord, we sure give him permission for that. If you get sick, you quick to give God permission to fix your health and to fix your money and to fix all of this stuff. But people real slow. When it comes to who you love, you get real slow about asking him to get involved in that. And I find that so I find it, comedic, right? It's comedic in that, we tend to give him precedence and authority over everything but who we love. And I'm here to tell you, you've got to be careful. You have to be careful and understand that when it comes to your love life, God wants to rule over that as well. All right. And this is one of the things I'm going to challenge you all throughout this series for the next 30 days. We should be probably doing this for about 30 days. We'll be challenging you all on a regular basis to understand things that you are involved in as it pertains to love and life and relationships, but also in the context of what God wants for your life. Now, again, I believe this, and I don't want to get too far off my notes because y'all know me, I'll end up on a tangent and I'll be screaming. But I will say this. I believe this, that God truly wants to give you your heart's desire, and that includes who you love, what you love. I truly believe he wants to give you your heart's desire, including who you love, what you love. But understand this, we can't have it both ways. You cannot expect God to be over your life or Lord over your life or in control of your life and say, God, you can handle everything else but this right here. Don't touch who I'm dating and don't touch who I like. Don't touch who I love. Don't touch who I marry. Don't touch who I want to marry. Don't touch my situationships. Don't touch none of that stuff. You can have all the other stuff, but don't come over here and bother this, right? You got to be careful there, all right? I'm going to say it like this. And again, I don't want to go here this soon because I really want to save this for next week. But I'm going to say it like this, and I'm going to just cut to the chase. If God cannot be involved in your love life, that's an automatic red flag. Some of y'all need to write that down and put the red flag in the. I wish I was on my phone because I'd be red flag. I started to just do red flags all day yesterday. If you were on my social media, I got a whole list of red flags I need to post. But I'm saying if God cannot be involved with who you love, that's an automatic red flag. I don't see nobody typing, but that's okay. Again, if God cannot be involved with who you love, that's an automatic red flag. So if you're in one of those situations where you praying for everything else, here come the red flags. Thank you. I wish I was on my phone because I would tune in from my phone just to burn this broadcast up with red flags. If God cannot be involved in who you involved with, if you can't pray over the person you love, if you can't pray about the person you married with too, if you can't pray about the person you want to be with, if you can't pray about them, something's seriously wrong with them and probably you and the whole situation in general. It's an automatic red flag. And that's what we do. We give God everything but who we love. We give God everything but who we like. We give God everything and everybody, every situation but that. And that's an automatic red flag. And that's all I'm trying to say. He wants to be Lord over your love life too. He wants to be Lord over every area of your life, but including your love life. Now, this is what I'm going to give you today. And I've got to roll through this quickly because it's 7 of these, but this is really important. Again, if you tune into our broadcast, if you've been following us for any significant period of time, you've heard these before. But I want to just give this to you because this is going to be foundational. I'm going to give you the 7 different types of love. All right. Again, if you've tuned in before, tuned into this series before, bear with me. This is important. I literally start this relationship series with this every single year. I do. I haven't changed it in years. And I'm not, because this is important. Before we get into the nitty gritty, who you smash and all that stuff y'all want to hear, we need to go through the 7 different types of love. And that's what I'm going to give you today. I'm going to give you the 7 different types of love. And I need you to record this, not only in the notes, but if you got something else that you write, I got my journal right here. I write things down. As you all know, I'm an avid journaler. Maybe you want to hard write these things down if you're a journaler, but I need you to record these because you need to know the 7 different types of love, because not all love is created equal. And if you don't understand that, your relationships are doomed from the beginning. Your marriage is doomed from the beginning. If you don't understand that there are 7 different types of love, and the way you love a spouse or a mate versus a friend versus a coworker versus a church member versus an enemy, if you don't understand the way these different layers of love, you're not going to be applying the right kinds of love in the right kinds of situations. Okay. And so I want to give this to you today, and I need you to record this in the comments. I need you to follow along with me. And again, I'm going to have to hurry up and go through this. All right. Again, if you have not invited 5 people, tag 5 people, I want you to do that really quickly, because this is about to get good. Okay. Now, love number 1, and this is in no particular order. All right. This is just the order I've typically given it in. But love number 1. All right. Love number 1 is what is called eros. E-R-O-S. Gonna really need you, especially moderators today. Eros. E-R-O-S. All right. Eros is love number 1. I'm giving you the 7 different types of love today. Eros. E-R-O-S. All right. When we think about eros, we think about what is sexual or passionate love. This is what you would normally refer to as romantic love. sexual love, passionate love, right? And this is the kind of love that we often see that is contrasted with things like logos or reason. And if you're not careful, this is the kind of love that we oftentimes confuse with lust. We call lust sometimes eros. And sometimes it ain't eros, it's lust. And I don't have time to deal with that today. Trust me, I'm going to deal with that. You can believe I'm going to deal with that one. All right. So love number one is what we call eros. And again, it is passionate love. Now, I want to give you this. James chapter 1. Again, I'm throwing a lot at you, but I got to hurry up and move through this today because I've got a lot to cover. James chapter 1, verse 12 through 15. You get a chance, read James chapter 1, verse 12 through 15 in the King James Version. James chapter 1, verse 12 through 15 in the King James Version gives us a really good explanation on the pitfalls of lust. And I don't have time to deal with that today, but I can promise you I'm going to deal with that in this series, the pitfalls of lust. And the reason why you need to understand the pitfalls of lust is because so many people confuse who they love with who they lust for. And listen, you can want somebody really, 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 really bad. But just because you want them bad don't mean you love them. Okay. And some of y'all messed around and tried to put relationships and rings on folks that you really like, really, 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 really bad. And you really wanted them really, 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 really bad. And it was not love. It was lust. Love is more permanent. Lust is always temporary, right? So I want you to read James chapter 1, verse 12 through 15 in the King James Version really quickly. Now look, you got to be careful. And I really wish I had time to deal with this. It talks about love, lust. It talks about temptation. That's another part of this too. Again, that's not the scope of today. Today is foundation work. Tuesday is more foundation work. Next Sunday, I'm slapping y'all in the face. All right. But listen to me. This foundational work is critically important because this text talks about things like temptation, love, lust. When lust is conceived, it brings forth sin. And when sin is finished, it brings forth death. It's a very powerful text that you got to read. Again, I'm going to give it to you again. James 1, chapter 1, verse 12 through 15, King James Version. Please, ma'am and sir, read it. Because the end result of lust is almost death, almost always death. You can go from lusting over somebody to literally death or figuratively death, meaning you lose everything. And this is why some of you got involved with the wrong people. It started off as lust. You thought it was love, and you ended up losing everything. I don't have time to deal with this today. I promise I got to keep it in the pocket. And so I'm going to do it. But the end result of lust is almost always death. And the text gives it here. You got to be careful. Now, when we know this, and we know that eros is so easily confused with lust, then I need to challenge all of you to be very careful with the words you say and even the songs you sing. Okay? I want you to be very careful with the words you say and even the songs you sing. You may have heard me on my live Monday talking about my playlist, and people was hitting me up, CashAPPing me for my playlist. I was sharing it. Let me tell you something. If you don't know the difference between love and lust, you can hear the right song or hear the right words or hear the right song, hear the right words. And those words, those songs will have you in your feelings, thinking you feel love when really it's just lust. You have to be very careful with your words. You have to be very careful with the words you say. You have to even be very careful with the songs you sing in the context you sing them and who you think about when you sing them. Now, I know y'all don't believe this, but it's true. I posted on my stories yesterday. I can't even remember the girl's name that sings a song. It's an old song called Something You Should Know. It's an old song, and you millennials will probably never heard of it. But it's an old song called Something You Should Know. That is what I call pregnancy music. You hear that song and you are around the right person, somebody getting pregnant. And it don't mean you love them. but it just means the words have that kind of power to bring that kind of energy out of you. Are y'all listening to me? And there are other words like this. Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You." In my opinion, this is my humble opinion, nobody has sung the Star Spangled Banner better than Whitney Houston. Nobody. I think it's Michelet. That's exactly who it is. I think it's Michelet. I believe it is. I ain't 100% sure. It's in my playlist. I don't have my playlist with me. Shut up. But yeah, nobody sung the Star Spangled Banner like Whitney Houston. But that whole "I Will Always Love You," if you listen to that, if I should, whatever, if you listen to that song in the context of the wrong person, it'll have you sitting there scratching your head like, man, I really love them. And a lot of times it's just lust. You just got to decipher the difference between who you really, 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 really like and what you love. All right? Because again, love is everything but lust. Love is patient. It's kind. It's a whole lot of other stuff. All right? And so you got to be careful with the words. I know one year I taught this series. I don't know if Rehab will remember this. I taught this series and I had the guys put on some music when I got to this part, and they just played the intro of different songs. And to watch people's reaction was mind-blowing. We all know what R. Kelly does to people. I said it Monday, I said it again. He's a pedophile. He clearly loves little kids. Okay? I'm not being judgmental. It's a fact. He clearly loves little kids. But his music sparks reactions from people, right? We all know what happens when you hear "My Mind's Telling Me No." When you hear him start that song off, that song wakes up an emotion in you. It wakes up an emotion in you. And so you've got to be careful. Certain songs like that do bring out emotions in you. And oftentimes they lead more to eros. Oftentimes they lead more to love than they do eros or pure love. And I'll talk about that in a second. So you've got to be very careful with that and just watch what you listen to and watch what you entertain. Now, because again, these same songs can not only lead you in lust, these same songs can also have you making stupid love decisions. I don't know the whole, some of the older people that are tuned in may know who sings this song. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I got to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind because it means that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg. You need to be proud. You need to be too proud to beg. I don't know who sang that song. Some of y'all would know who sang that song. The older generation. I don't know who sang it. I know them words though. And I'm just telling you, you need to be too proud to beg. And if we're not careful, you can hear stuff like that and it influences the way you see love. It's the temptation. So everybody they get me together on Instagram. It's the temptation. You got to be careful singing that kind of stuff. And here you are, Bob, ain't too proud to beg. And meanwhile, you getting cheated on, you getting lied on. You ain't even the main. You like number 3. Here you are in a 15-year situationship. You've been begging for a ring for 15 years. Why? Because you ain't too proud to beg. If you got to beg and plead for sympathy, you don't mind because they mean so much to you. Ridiculous. Listen to the words of these songs and be very careful that they don't have you in your feelings out here making stupid decisions. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Beyonce got some of y'all fooled. I love Beyonce, so I don't want the Beehive to come after me. Beyonce got some of y'all fooled. Y'all listen to Beyonce. They don't love you like I love you. And Drunk in Love. That's a classic example. That's the problem. Many of you got drunk. I'm sorry, Soleil. Pray for me. Just pray for me. Many of you got drunk and you called it love and you just drunk. You ain't drunk in love. You just drunk. You got to, Pastor, you being too picky. You being too, no, I'm not. I'm just saying we've got to be careful with the things that we sing and how that influences our love decision. It is a difference between listening to this stuff It is a difference between listening to this stuff and singing it and enjoying it versus allowing it to think, oh yeah, this is how I'm gonna do my actual relationships. I'm gonna be drunk in love. I'm gonna tell folk that they will never love you like I'm gonna love you. Y'all just be careful. Okay, that's all I'm getting at. All right, now, second kind of love. Let me move on because I feel myself inching a tangent, and y'all know if I go there, it's gonna be over. Second type of love, I want you to record this, is what is called philia. 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 Who sings the song? Ooh, I will never get over you until I find something new to get me high like you. Ooh, and we all be in the car singing. Listen to my heart go da da, do up, whatever. It sounds great. But here you are, hanging on the folk that you should have long cut off because you're waiting on the same high. Anyway, philia. LMI. I should know that because it's in my iPad. Anyway, philia. Love number 2. Booed up. Love number 2. Philia is this. It is the love that is shared between individuals. Philia is the love that is shared between individuals, right? This is what I call friendship love. All right, I want you to record this. This is friendship love. Philia is love that is shared between individuals. This is love not in a romantic sense, but love in the sense of goodwill. It is love that is shared between individuals, i.e., friendship. This is a mutual connection. This is really important. I want you to record this. This is a love that has a mutual connection with mutual benefit. This is a love that has mutual connection with mutual benefit. Leave me alone, Dr. Vance. This is a love that has mutual connection with mutual benefits, meaning when you are in philia with someone, you got a friend, a BFF or just a regular friend, and y'all are regular friends and you all are operating in philia. You love one another as friends. There is mutual benefit between you and those friends. I want to say this loud and proud. Proverbs 17:17. I want you to record this. Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Let me tell you something. If you are friends with anybody and the love ain't mutual, it ain't a friend. If you're friends with somebody and the benefits aren't mutual, you don't have a friend. Some of y'all are connected to people you calling friends, but the friendships are one-sided. Some of y'all are connected to folks you calling friends, and the friendships are one-sided. You the one always paying for lunch. You the one always paying for dinner. You the one always asking when we gonna get together. You the one always calling to check on the other one. You the one that's always there when the other one needs you. You the one that's always coming up with the deposit for the girls' trip first. You the one that's always doing everything and the other person is doing what they want. Baby, that's not a friendship. A friendship in the context of philia is a friendship that possesses mutual love with mutual benefit. Some of y'all need to reevaluate your friends. I know you didn't think you tuned into a relationship series and was going to hear something about friends, but hear what I'm saying. Some of you need to reevaluate the people you calling friends, because I'm here to tell you, if you're the one that's doing everything and they ain't doing nothing, if you're the one that's giving everything and you ain't receiving nothing, you don't have real friends. And this is why I know in the social media age, we quick to call folk friends. Folk quick to to name drop and say, oh, that's my friend, that's my girl, that's my guy, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my, not me, not me. I can't do it. I love y'all. I love everybody tuned in. I love everybody watching this replay. But I need y'all to hear me and hear my heart and hear me in love. I love y'all with the love of Christ. And I'm going to talk about that kind of love in just a second. I love each and every one of you. But I do not call y'all all my brothers and sisters. Now, Bible speaks to us addressing other believers as brothers and sisters in Christ. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my bro, as in like my bro friend, as in my sis friend. I don't put that label on everybody. And some of y'all are so friendly. Some of y'all are so friendly, meaning, and I don't mean that, yes, I do mean in a bad way. It's not bad that you are friendly. Let me just slow down. It's not bad that you are friendly, but when I say you are so friendly, I mean you're one of those people that are quick to just drop a label on somebody. You just met sis last week in Target. You just met her. Y'all were looking at the same lotions. And you just met sis last week in Target. And y'all were looking at the same lotions, struck up a conversation, exchanged social media handles. And now you saying that's your sis. No, that's somebody you just met in Target. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all just hear that beat? Did y'all just hear that beat? Did y'all just hear that beat? Y'all just met each other in Target, bought a lotion, and all of a sudden, that's your sis. Doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Y'all gotta quit being so quick to put labels on people, from friendship, especially the boo. Some of y'all, again, I'm gonna deal with that more later on in the month. But while I'm here, let me just give you just one little nugget. Some of y'all want to be in relationships so bad that after one or two good dates, a smash session, you putting labels, you making wedding plans. Some of y'all making wedding plans. You didn't imagine what your kid's name gonna be. You're doing too much. Slow down. Stop being so quick to put labels on everything so fast, and let people, from relationships to even especially friendships, give people time to earn titles like friend, brother, sister. And Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. You got to give people the time to show you they can love you at all times. You got to give people the time to show you they are born for adversity, which means before you call somebody your bro or sis, you know what you need to do? You need to go through a hard time around them and see how they respond. Let me tell y'all my litmus test. Before I grant you the label brother, sister, beside my natural brother and my natural sister that I got, before I grant you the label brother or sister, I need to see you go through a hard time, or you need to see me go through a hard time, and I need to see how you act. Before I give you the title friend, before you end up in my circle, which is, by the way, that small, before you end up in there, I need to see how you respond when I'm in hard times. I need to see how you respond when I ain't popular, when folk ain't saying my name, when I'm going through a difficult season. That's what I need to see. And then based on your response will determine whether or not you get the label friend, brother, or sister. Some of y'all just be passing out friend, brother, and sister like folk passing COVID. Y'all just be passing it. And I'm just telling you, stop giving out that label. I know y'all don't like it. I see you, Nick. I know you don't like it. I don't care. Stop passing it out so fast. Stop passing out labels and make people earn the stuff that you give them. Okay? It's critically important. All right. Love number 3. Let me move on because I feel a tangent coming and I got to get through the text the information, get on off the line today. All right. Love number 3. The third type of love is what's called storge. The G is silent, so let me spell it. Storge. S-T-O-R-G-E. Storge. Storge. S-T-O-R-G-E. Storge. S-T-O-R-G-E. Okay? Storge. Storge is family love. Okay? Storge is family love. It is the love that exists between parents, and especially the love that exists between parents and their children. All right? Storge. It is especially the love that exists between parents and their children. Okay? It's family love, but specifically, I'm not necessarily talking about brother to brother, sister to sister, brother to cousin, that kind of cousin to cousin. I'm not necessarily talking about that. Storge deals more specifically with the kind of love that exists between parents and their children. Now, this is going to be powerful because I'm very conscious of the fact. Many of you know, I am a certified coach. I do coaching. I've got a coaching consultant business. And I have a lot of conversations with people whose personal situations impact their professional careers and vice versa. And we talk a lot about things, including family dynamics. And let me just say this. I'm very mindful of the fact that many of you grew up without your parents' love, or without love from your parents, or even without your parents' presence for that matter, right? Some of you were raised by your grandparents or other guardians. And so I'm very sensitive to this. But this is what makes this really important, because a lot of people in their relationships struggle with things like trust issues, barriers with boundaries, barriers when it comes to how much we take, what we should take, what we shouldn't take, what we settle for. A lot of those things are connected to, in a deep-rooted way, the love or lack of love that existed with your parents. And if your parents were not in the picture, I'm presenting this to you this morning as something that I want you to think about as it relates to how you move and operate in your relationships. Because I'm telling you, the love that a mother and a father gives to their child is so critical to establishing the foundation of how they engage with other people. It's critical. I'm blessed to have had, just in my opinion, perfect love from two of the most perfect parents that have ever existed, in my opinion. And y'all ain't gonna tell me differently. I'm just saying to you, if you didn't have your parents, or if your parents were present and they weren't good parents, hear me in love, for real. This is oftentimes a major root cause of things like trust issues, boundary issues, and just how you interact and engage with people in general. Not just people in a romantic sense that you're in a relationship with, but also your friends, strangers. You've got to be careful for this, because this could be a potential pothole or hole in the road or bump in the road if you don't patch it up. One of the sessions, I am going to spend some more time talking about childhood wounds on one of these Tuesday nights during this series, because this was really powerful when we taught it a few weeks ago. But I really want to encourage and challenge some of you to think about doing some thinking about this, some journaling about this, if necessary, even getting some therapy along the lines of storge, because I see a really good question on the Instagram, and that's this. So if storge love was dysfunctional, then what? It's a wonderful question, and it is a question that you've got to dive into that may even require therapy. Because if storge was dysfunctional, it's a good chance you've got some wounds as a result of storge that need to be healed so you can properly love. There's your answer. If Storge was dysfunctional, 9 times out of 10, there are some wounds in your life. There are some wounds that you receive because of that dysfunctional parent love or missing parent love, which again are two in the same. There are some wounds that were created as a result of that you have carried through your adult life that need to be healed so you can properly love. I know this is a tough conversation, y'all. I know it is. But this is something that you need to really dive into, because I'm seeing more questions. Well, how do you heal? Again, you can heal a lot of different ways, up to and including therapy. I'm not an anti-therapy pastor. I'm a pro-therapy pastor because pastor has a therapist. I believe in therapy, right? But these things take therapy, journaling, praying, meditating, and time. But what it does not take is you can't ignore it. Can't ignore it. And I'm just telling y'all, many people don't even think about this stuff. And then you wonder why, when you're in these relationships, your relationships all end the same. A lot of times the feedback you receive from the people that you're in relationships is the same. In other words, it's one thing for one person to tell you got a bad attitude and you hard to deal with. It's another thing for you to have 4 breakups and all 4 of them said you got a bad attitude and you hard to deal with. There's a wound there. And I ain't saying it's necessarily connected to Storge, but I am saying that it could be a wound that is connected to something that needs to be healed so that you can better function in your relationships and friendships. If every friendship you had that went south, that broke up, if every friendship you had that went south, that broke up, all 5 of them friends said, you know what? Zeb's cool, but Zeb's a little bit hard to deal with and he's a little selfish. If all 5 of your broke up friendships said that, it's not the friends. It's not the friends. And so you've got to dig deep and make sure there are no wounds that exist from your past that are now showing themselves in your future friendships, in your future relationships, okay? So that's a powerful one there. Here's the other thing that Storge does. If Storge is not proper, right? If that love between parents, children, and vice versa isn't proper, we end up having mates who become siblings. We end up having mates who become siblings. What are you talking about, Dr. Zeb? I'm talking about you end up raising the next Jody from Baby Boy. That's what ends up happening. Some of you got Jodies in your life. And the reason you got Jodies in your life is because they did not have proper Storge in their lives. They fine, they chocolate, they tall, they bald-headed. She got a lot of hair. She bow-legged. She know how to twerk. She got all this stuff, but she toxic. She's toxic. And you end up having people that instead of you being in relationship with them to enjoy them, you end up having to raise them. Some of y'all ain't in relationships with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girl. Some of y'all raising them. Y'all don't like this. You're raising who you're dating. And you got to be careful with that. Some folk need to heal so that when you get them, you don't have to raise them. You should not be with people you got to raise. And if you are with people that you got to raise, they may be great people. I want y'all to hear me in love. Pastor's not telling you to go break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, go divorce your husband or wife. I just need y'all to hear me and hear me in love. Because you could meet people that might be Jodies that are really good people, nice people, really good people. But they got some things about them that makes it obvious that mama was there and daddy wasn't, or only daddy was there and mama wasn't. They may be great people and have great potential. I'm going to deal with potential later on in the month. But they may just need some time to heal in Storge before you put your hands on them. Because if you put your hands on them and they struggling in Storge, you're going to create some toxicity in your relationship. And if you got more toxicity in your relationship than you do love, you end up with Jodies. I'm going to say this again. If you have more toxicity in your relationship than you do love, you end up with Jodies. That's male or female, because females ain't leaving y'all out either. Some of y'all got mama issues, you got daddy issues, you cute, you all of this stuff, but you ain't healed. And so you end up with guys, and you end up blowing guys' minds away. You do the stuff you do, you be the way you are, you do this stuff, and then it take old bro 5, 6, 7 years to get over you. And it's because, number one, he should have stepped back. He should have stepped back and let you get a little bit more whole before y'all did that. Is this making sense to anybody at all? This is making sense. So it goes both ways. Guys, you need to make sure that you heal those wounds as it relates to parent wounds. But ladies, y'all better heal them too. Y'all better heal them too. Because ladies can be just as toxic as guys. Oh, y'all quiet. I don't expect no hearts. I don't expect no amens. I don't expect nothing. Y'all can be just as toxic. And oftentimes your toxicity shows up in different ways. I ain't got time to deal with that today. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? Good. I'm starting to see some yeses and hands. Good. All right. So deal with the store hate so that your mate doesn't become your son. So that your girlfriend doesn't become your daughter. All right. Deal with that so that you can then reap the fruits of a mature relationship. Now, I want to say this. And again, I'm saying all of this in love. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm very sensitive. This is a very sensitive topic, in my opinion, because I understand firsthand as a parent. I knew before I became a parent, but God knows when I became a parent, I just start seeing so much of my kids in me. And I started seeing so much of Tiffany in my kids. We laugh about this sometimes. It's like, I really understood it when I became a parent. How you interact with your kids has so much impact on what they become in the future, how they engage with other people in the future. And so I'm very well aware of the fact that many of you did not have that luxury. And if you did, your parents didn't do it well. And so I'm sensitive to this, and I hope I'm not opening any wounds by having this discussion. But this is why therapy and those things are so critically important, because I want you to have functional relationships, not dysfunctional ones. And some of us have even called dysfunction love because we had wounds that took place when we were kids. And we call dysfunctional relationships functional ones because it feels like love, but it ain't. That toxicity that Jody gives you feels like love, but it ain't. That toxicity, what was her name? What was Taj's name in that movie with her fine self? What was her name? Jody and gosh, y'all, come on. What was her name? Quickly, somebody put in the comments. What was Taj's name in Baby Boy? Taj Henson. What was her name? Anybody remember? I need it. Y'all, come on. My example. What was her name? Yvette. Thank you, Shantae. Yvette. You end up, if you don't heal, you end up with an Yvette, because Yvette, see, and this is the crazy thing. I ain't got time to deal with this, but let me just say this quickly. This is a crazy thing. When you think about the movie Baby Boy, to show you how sexist sometimes, when we talk about relationships, how sexist we can be in relationships, right? We can be sexist in the workplace. Women catch it harder at work. Women oftentimes catch it harder in relationships, but sometimes males are left out too. And this is a classic example, because oftentimes when we talk about that movie Baby Boy and toxicity, who we talk about? Jody. All you talk about is Jody. Jody this, Jody that, Jody this, Jody that. Jody was this, Jody was that. Jody had multiple baby mamas. He was. Yvette was toxic too. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk to me now. Now, I know the ladies ain't gonna talk to me now. I don't care. Yvette was toxic as Jody. Now, I hear you, Pastor, Dr. Zeb. Her toxicity came because Jody won't do what he was supposed to do. There's some argument to that, but here's the bottom line. Y'all ready for this? because I'm getting ready to make some of y'all real mad. I didn't mean to do this, but I can't help it. Y'all ready for this? You know where Yvette failed? Yvette allowed it. Yvette did not create Jody's toxicity, but let me tell you what she did. She enabled it. Oh, y'all quiet. She enabled the toxicity. And when you enable toxicity, you are just as toxic as the people you calling toxic. Oh, y'all quiet. I don't hear nobody in this virtual church today. The toxicity you enable makes you just as toxic as the people you call toxic. And some of you enable it through the mates. You enable your family members. You know your brother is the city hoe. He's sleeping with everybody, and you talk about everybody but your brother. And when you do that, you're just as toxic as your brother. Your sister got the world's worst attitude, and it tears up all of her relationships, and you talk about everybody else but your raggedy sister, and you just as toxic as she is. So don't hit me with the Baby Boy movie talking about Jody if you ain't gonna talk about Yvette too, because she took it. And let me tell you how she took it, and let me tell you how she made it worse. I ain't got time to deal with this. I got to hurry up. But I just got to say this. This is burning me up. Let me tell y'all another way she made it worse. Y'all know another way she made it worse, ladies? I'm really about to offend some of y'all. She gave him a pass because he had good sex. I'm going to say it slow. She gave his toxicity a pass because he had good sex. The D was good. Oh, y'all quiet. And a lot of y'all let a whole lot of people get away with a whole lot of stuff because they got good D. Talk back to me. I'm sorry, Mom and Daddy. I know y'all, Mother Brenda, y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all just mute your mics for about 60 seconds, 60 more seconds. I know I'm gonna need security, Brother Jay. And Swan, they ain't talking to me. So I'm preaching down a whole lot of y'all's alleys because a whole lot of y'all took a whole lot of stuff in the name of good D. And because the D was right, you let them do what they did. They was toxic. They was in and out. They was in and out of there, in and out of there. And guess what you did? You let them do it. And then you had the audacity to call them. You had the audacity to call them toxic when really you was just as toxic as they were because you let them do what they did to you. And it always made you feel better. And it always made you accept their foolishness. So you became an enabler of somebody who was toxic with good D. You're welcome. So Yvette was just as toxic as Jody. Let me just give y'all a chance to heal. Are y'all all right? Y'all good? Are all hearts and minds clear? I just came down a whole lot of y'all street. Y'all ain't gonna say amen. If y'all ain't got to say amen. No hearts or nothing, but I know I'm talking to a whole lot of y'all. You knew he had 3 other girlfriends. You knew it. But guess what? The D was right. You knew he was involved in stuff he had no business being involved in. Y'all don't want this. But guess what? The D was right. And you just slowly turned a blind eye. And all you did was perpetuate toxicity. And when you perpetuate toxicity, you are an enabler. And enablers are toxic too. Oh, it's quiet on all the lives. Y'all quiet. I don't care. I meant what I said. I meant it. Y'all pray for me. Something's wrong with me. Something's seriously wrong with me. No, it ain't. I'm just honest. I say stuff y'all think. You've never heard a preacher, pastor talk to you like this, but this is the stuff that will make you change and think. And I'm trying to make you think. 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 All right? Now, love number 4. Let me just switch gears because here we are down this rabbit trail. I know some of y'all upset with that. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all stop letting folk get away with murder because they got good sex. And fellas, you ain't no different. Fellas, you ain't no different. You not no different. We sit up here and we talk about the ladies all the time, but fellas, y'all ain't no different either. Some of y'all, some of you guys, these girls have done some stuff to you that you have dreamed about, that you saw on Pornhub. Some of y'all have dealt with some of these girls that you've seen stuff on Pornhub. They have done the same thing to you, and you ain't never had it happen to you before. And your mind has been gone ever since. And you have excused her foolishness. You have excused her attitude. You have excused everything about her that's toxic because she put that thing on you. I'm not logging off. Y'all asked for this. This is what you asked for. I'm giving it to you. If y'all want a pastor to give you something rated G and talk all the way around it and just tell you go to chastity class, there's 50 million other churches you can go to. No. I love my father because my father, Sonay, I'm serious, Sonay. I'm serious. I love my father because my father had candid conversations with me, my brother, my sister. He's a pastor. He is a pastor. And he had candid conversations with us. So I ain't have to worry about nobody on the street talking to me. My folks talk to me. I talk to my kids. Now, we ain't quite at that age yet, though Giselle did ask me, oh God, I'm going off on Monday on my live, and Giselle sitting right here looking at me. What did she ask me yesterday when we were at that place? She looked at me and asked me, dog, what did she ask me? It was something about a comment that I made. It was something about a comment that I made, and I said, Giselle, go on over there and play. It ain't time to have that conversation yet. When it's time, though, we gonna have it. I'm serious, fellas. Y'all ain't no different. Y'all ain't no different. Y'all be giving these girls passes because of the stuff they've done to y'all, and I'm here to tell you, you need to get some therapy and get healed. Because here's the secret. You ready? Your mind blown over her because of what she did, and she toxic, but listen. Y'all ready? Spoiler alert. You ready? Spoiler alert. She ain't the only one that can do it. Ladies, your mind is blown. He toxic and doing all this stuff to you, and you putting up with stuff because he can do that. Spoiler alert, ladies. Guess what? He not the only one that can do it. There's somebody out there that loves God, loves you, respects you, and can do it too. And you ain't going to have to worry about another woman coming up to you as a woman. I mean, he can do it, but you steady checking your corner, your back, waiting on somebody to say, hey, Sonay, I'm just coming to you as a woman. Sonay, I know, don't mind me using her name as an example. Hey, Sonay, I'm just coming up to you as a woman. And you ain't go. There's a guy out here that's not toxic, that can lay the pipe down and love God, and you ain't gonna have to worry about nobody coming up to you as a woman. Love number 4. Y'all ready? Is agape. Let me just shift gears because y'all don't want this. Y'all not ready for me this month. I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings. And somebody gonna get free. Somebody's gonna get free. Love number 4 is agape. A-G-A-P-E. Boy, I'm gonna hear this today when I see my daddy. A-G-A-P-E. A-G-A-P-E. Agape. Why y'all telling people to leave? The numbers didn't fail. Somebody ain't like that. I meant what I said. I mean, before I take it back, I add to it. Agape. Right. The Shirley and Barbara. Y'all got a Barbara about to call y'all. And y'all know Barbara out there, but you taking it. Hi, Shirley. This is Barbara. Or hi, Barbara. This is Shirley. Whatever it is. All over a pipe. Fellas, all over because she can do that thing. Love number 4. Come on, moderators. Y'all help reel me in. Is agape. A-G-A-P-E. I'm going to have to train my moderators to reel me in because this ain't. Y'all look up. It's going to be 11 o'clock. I'm going to be right here. Agape. What is agape? Agape is universal love. This is the most important love that we're going to talk about today. Let me take that back. This is the big foundational. This is the heavy love, right? The one that everybody should have, regardless. Agape, right? It is what we call universal love. It is charity. It's concern for everybody. This is the love that when we say we love people that we don't know, right? I witnessed actually to somebody in Baltimore. I didn't know this young man. Met a young man on my business trip to Baltimore this week and was talking about some things and was able to share some things with him. And when it was over, I told him, hey, man, I love you. I love you. I'm praying for you. I know it's going to work out. When I say that, that is universal love that we should have for mankind, right? So agape is universal love. And this is a sign and a requirement for discipleship. If you're going to be a disciple of Jesus Christ, if you're going to say, I love Jesus, Jesus loves me, you cannot say that without agape. Because the sign of being a believer is not speaking in tongues. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 tells us that the sign of being a believer is not speaking in tongues. That's the sign of having his presence inside of you. That's not the sign that you are a believer. The sign that you're a believer is how you love your brothers and sisters. Because 1 Corinthians 13 reminds us, you can speak in tongues, you can shout, you can come to church every week, you can give your tithes, you can give your offering, you can never miss a date, you can volunteer, you can do all this stuff. But if you mean and nasty, if you rude and don't know how to talk to folk, you are not a believer. I said it. I'm going to say it again. If you rude and nasty and don't know how to deal with folk, you're not no believer. Jesus says, by this shall all men know that you are my disciple. Not how much you come to church, not how much money you give, not what your last name is, not whether or not you grew up in church, not whether or not you the pastor, not whether or not you are an officer or a deacon, not, because you don't ever miss a Sunday. He said, by this shall all men know that you are my disciple if you have love one for another. Folk gonna know you a believer by how you treat them. It's so funny because folk, I get this a lot. Dude, I didn't even know you were a pastor. Great. I'm glad. I don't walk around in collars. I don't have fish on the back of my car because if you cut me off and catch me on a bad day, I might stick a finger up. I'm playing, y'all. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do the road rage stuff. People crazy. So I'm playing right there for real. Right? But a lot of people don't put fish on their car because you pass them, you're going to get some fingers. So, but the reason why people are shocked is because I'm just nice to people. Just be nice to people. And agape encourages us to have universal love for everybody, whether it's your family, friends, even your enemies. Guess what, y'all? I hate to break the news to y'all. 1 John chapter 4, verse 15 through 21. I want you to record this and read this in your spare time this week. 1 John chapter 4, verse 15 through 21. I want you to record this And I want you to read this in your spare time sometime this week because I got to hurry up. I don't have time to read this. But 1 John chapter 4, verse 15 through 21 makes this real plain for those of you that love everybody but your enemies. And it says plainly that if anybody says they love God whom they've never seen, but hate their brother and they see them every day, they are a liar. Oh, this is a hard word right here. It gets a little sticky right here. When you start talking about agape, it gets a little sticky. Yeah, we can love people that are nice to us. We can say we love people to the people that we meet, that we encourage. We can say we love people to the folks at the homeless shelter that we feed, and we give clothes to and donate things to. We can say we love the people. Can you say you love the people that can't stand you? You love the folk that don't like you? Can you love the people that talk about you? Can you love the people who have attitudes that make it impossible sometimes for you to even just talk to them? Can you love them? Because 1 John chapter 4 tells us that if anybody says they love God and you ain't never seen God a day in your life, Bible tells us no man can see him and live. If you saw God, you would not be here. You cannot see his face. Bible tells us that if anybody say they love God whom they've never seen and hate their brother and they see or sister and they see them every day, they are a liar. Meaning you don't really love God. Meaning you can't be no believer. Lord, my number's dropping. Y'all don't like that. Y'all hate when we talk about stuff like giving and loving folk who don't like you. Loving your enemies is a hard topic. And if most of us, I appreciate that. Somebody said on Instagram, listen, I need help. I'm just going to go ahead and tell the truth. Most of us need help in that space. It's easy to love people that are lovable. It's hard to love people that are hard to love. It's hard to love people that's always doing stuff. It's hard to love people that's messy. And listen, y'all, I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but let me just tell you something as a pastor. This is the hardest part of being a pastor. I had a member text me yesterday or inbox me yesterday about something I put up on one of my stories or whatever. We were going back, same member that does it. We were going back and forth. She was just telling me, Pastor, I love you. I just enjoy your posts. You're so transparent. You're so authentic. As a pastor, you just don't see that. And I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, but it's a price to pay, because the price is this. Sometimes in this work, I have to love people that are hard to love too. And it's hard. There's a whole lot of folk that some days I just want to walk up to them and cuss them out and say, I see you at church Sunday. I'm serious. I have to be able to fuss people, correct people, and still love them. And you can do the same. You can have people that don't like you, people that are enemies, people that can't stand you, but how you treat them is a reflection of the God that you serve. And if you can't treat them right, you ain't got God in you. You not no believer. Oh, y'all don't like this. I'm telling you the truth. This is the hardest part of leading people. The hardest part of leading people is loving people you want to cuss out. It is loving people you want to say, please leave and don't ever come back. Because 1 John 4 tells us to do it. All right. So that's agape. Let me hurry. Love number 5, because I got to move. I got to get this done in 5 minutes. Love number 5 is what's called ludus. L-U-D-U-S. Ludus. L-U-D-U-S. Ludus. L-U-D-U-S. All right. Ludus. This is what we call playful love. This is teasing. This is joking around. This is an uncommitted, this is a non-serious love. This is what you might refer to as things like flirting. Sometimes it can be seduction, because flirting can be very seductive if you know what you're doing. No strings attached kinds of love. This can also be dangerous love. Ludus can lead to things like friends with benefits, where you really like a person and y'all get along and y'all hit it off and y'all do things that lovers do, but you don't like each other to the extent of commitment. So you got to be careful with ludus, because ludus is great in relationship. Ludus outside of relationship can lead to you in positions where you end up bound. Lewdness in a relationship can keep that relationship lively and playful. You should have fun with the person you're in a relationship with, the person you're married with. Y'all should joke sometimes and laugh sometimes and tease some. Everything shouldn't be serious. I'm praying for those of y'all that's in relationship with folks and y'all never laugh. Y'all never play. Y'all never joke. Y'all never, pull out the water guns, have balloon fights, do something. Everything is serious. You sit on the same couch every day, watch the same shows every day, eat the same food every day. Nothing is different and playful and fun. You don't ever laugh at each other, tease each other. You don't send each other memes, emojis, stuff like that. Nothing's fun. In relationship, in marriage, lewdness is powerful because you're flirting. And oftentimes flirting, teasing each other, if done well in a relationship, can lead to seduction. Now, again, I might need to save this for a rehab after dark because I'm not going to go there today because I'm running out of time already. But I'm just saying to y'all, stop being so serious in your relationships, your marriages, and learn how to have fun with the person that you're with. Y'all should laugh regularly. Y'all should play regularly. Y'all should wrestle regularly. Fellas, here's free game. Wrestle her. Let her win sometimes. Well, I'm going to just stop. Y'all can fill in the blanks. If you don't know, hit my inbox. I'll give you some free tips. Fellas, wrestle your girl sometimes. Wrestle her. And if you play your cards right, fellas ain't going to talk to me. If the ladies ought to be on here saying, amen, pastor, you know what you're talking about. Thank you. I see hearts on Instagram. I know what I'm talking about. Wrestle her. Wrestle her. Look at Swan. Look, I know what I wrestle her. Y'all literally fight. Fight. Now, don't beat her up. Don't Ike Turner her. Don't Ike her. Don't Ike her. You backhanded. Don't Ike her, but wrestle her. Wrestle her. Let her win some. And then when you had enough, get her down and make you move. I'm telling you, she gonna be ready. You're welcome. That's free game. You're welcome. Am I wrong, ladies? Talk to me. I'm trying to help y'all, man. I'm saving relationships and marriages. Y'all gonna call me the love doctor. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Instagram's telling me I'm not wrong. All the conservative people on Facebook. Instagram is telling me, Pastor, you own it. I know I nailed it. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all stop being so serious all the time. And y'all never play. Y'all never have fun. Play, man. Be playful. Listen, and here's more free game, especially for you guys. Most women really love to laugh. Most women really, 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 really love to laugh. And some of y'all got your stuff together. You got a good job. Your finances are in order. You got your own stuff. That's great. But you're too serious. Everything's serious. You're uptight. Most women like to laugh. And I'm telling you, I have seen this over and over. I have seen tens walk around with dudes that look like the backside of that tar out there on the street. I've seen tens that with dudes. I've seen ladies that are tens with dudes that look like the tar on the street. And I'll be like, what in the world is he doing? He got hurt. And 8 times out of 10, he probably got a personality that keeps her laughing. This is free game right here. Make her laugh. Keep her laughing. You keep her laughing. You treat her good. Get anything you want. You're welcome. You're welcome. And if you already somewhat the full package and you funny, bruh, I almost feel like I need to. Do y'all rehab? Do y'all remember where in this relationship series I split up and I did sessions with the men and I did sessions with the women? I almost feel like I need to do this because there's some stuff some of you do. I need to talk to y'all about, and some of y'all ladies, I need to deal with some of this stuff too. I'm serious, Nick. I don't care if you don't like it, Nick. Most women like to laugh. Guys, work on being funny. Go out here and work on being funny. Even if you corny funny. Go out here and work on being funny. Keep her laughing. Play more. Go buy a water gun. Go get some water balloons. When she walk in the house from work, hit her in the face with a water balloon. Hit her with a water balloon. Be annoying to her. Ladies, be annoying to him. Get on his, if he's trying to work, go sit on his lap and do something crazy. Be annoying. Y'all play and have fun. That'll help the divorce rate go down. I'm telling y'all. That'll help relationships stay together longer. When she get mad, pick up and body slam her. Don't Ike Turner her. We playing, y'all. Let me just make sure I clarify that. Don't Ike Turner her, but pick up and body slam her. And she any kind of fun, she gonna come back at you and y'all gonna be fighting and make sure the kids are in the room. Y'all gonna be fighting and the next thing you know, love number 6. Y'all ready? Love number 6, I gotta hurry. It's what's called pragma. 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 I know songs, so I just got to move on. Pragma. Pragma. Pragma is love that is practical. It's based on reason, it's based on duty. It is oftentimes based on qualities that last. When we think about pragma love, we're thinking about practical duty, practical love, reasonable love, or love that is based on qualities that last, right? So when you are operating in pragma, when you say, I love somebody in a pragma kind of way, you're not saying you love them because of how they look. You're saying you love them because they're a good provider. You're saying you love them because they have a good work ethic. You're saying you love them because they're easy to talk to. You're saying you love them because they make good decisions. Pragma love is love based on qualities that are not superficial. So even in your relationships, right? Because when we think about all of these loves, even in your relationships, the people that you are in romantic relationships with, there should be an element of love that you have for them that is based on pragma. Everything shouldn't be eros. Is this making sense to y'all? Everything shouldn't be eros, i.e. they sexy, they fine, they thick, you know, he got a big chest, you know, he got gray sweatpants on. It shouldn't be, everything shouldn't be eros. Some of the stuff you love about the people you're in a relationship with should be based on pragma, i.e. she's smart, she's intelligent, she's a hard worker. He's smart, he's intelligent, he's a hard worker. He's faithful, he's committed, he's loyal. He's great with children. She's great with children. He's easy to talk to. These are qualities that cause you to make a reasonable decision on people when it comes to how you love them and if you're going to be with them. And see, we tend to skip over all of when we're looking at the loves, this is one of the loves we tend to skip over because sometimes folks get so caught up in the superficial things that people are offering that they miss the practical things. They miss the pragma things. Easiest example, I've probably given this example every year I've taught this, is Mr. in Color Purple. I hate the movie. Y'all know what I think about the movie Color Purple. I don't like the movie Color Purple. I just don't like it. There's so much about it I don't like, from the rape to it's just a lot, to the racism, especially that part. It's just a lot about the movie I don't like. I just don't like the movie Color Purple. I never really liked it, ever. But that part of the movie is the perfect example of pragma. Because when Mr. was trying to select his wife in color purple, he was trying to get Nettie. And Nettie was the cuter sister. She had the better shade. Now, I'm not judging, she's young, y'all, so don't think past is perving. I'm not perving, right? I'm just giving the example. She was cuter. She had the better shape. Mr. wanted Nettie, and Nettie's daddy said, "No, I can't have her." Now, granted, there's a whole lot of incest going on. Again, I just didn't like the movie, man. It's just a mess. And I know this stuff happens in real life. But, so the daddy clearly didn't want to let Nettie go for obvious reasons, right? We know this. But he says, "No, you can have Celie." And Mr. looking at Celie, and Mr. didn't want no parts of Celie at all. But Celie could cook, clean, wash them dishes, take care of them kids. And I'm not relegating women to that. I'm using an example, okay? So follow the example. She could do all of the things that pragmatically would make you have the type of pragma love for a person. It's the intangibles. So when we think about pragma, we're not thinking superficial. We're thinking about the intangibles that are just as important. And so I'm just telling y'all, part of your equation when it comes to who you choose to love should include some pragma. What else they bring into the table other than what everybody else say? Listen, if you think they're cute, let me tell y'all what the old folks used to say. If you think they're cute, it's a good chance a whole lot of other people do. That's male, female, whatever you are. If you think they're cute, it's a good chance everybody else, a whole lot of other people that think they're cute too. So being cute ain't enough. It's nice. It's a great bonus. Ain't enough. What's the other things you bring to the table that would, from a practical perspective, make you a great mate? And this is really important. And until some of you get enough bad experience, some of you will never understand that. There's a whole lot of us, we want cute people, nice looking people. It's great, but we ain't pressed off of no cute face. Like, we seen it. Been there, done that. What else you got to give? You cute, but can you read? Can you talk about anything else but hair and nails? Fellas, I'm trying to help you. She fine. That's great. Great Instagram pictures. Wonderful. You want to do a lot of stuff to her. I get it. But can she talk about anything but hair and nails and loving hip hop? Ladies, he fine. I get it. Got everything you like about him physically. All of that. Love his great sweatpants. I get it. But ladies, besides that, can you hold an intelligent conversation with him about any topic aside from something that's sexual? Can he help you start your business? Is he good with kids? Is he patient? Y'all don't like this. Seventh and final love is this. Let me give you this so I can close out. Yeah, can he read? Does he read? We were talking about this in Baltimore last week. Was at the airport with some colleagues, and old girl told me this. One of my coworkers told me this, and it was so crazy, but I know she was telling the truth. She said she met a guy who actually said to her, the dude asked her, "What do you like to do?" And she said, "Well, I like to read. I'm an avid reader. I read a lot of books. Reading helps me to wind down." The dude looked at her and said this. The dude looked at her and said, "You like to read?" I swear. Had us rolling in the airport. She said, "Zeb, last dude she was trying to talk to gave her number 2. He was fine. Fine's on the what? What do you like to do?" And said, "Yeah, I told him I'm an avid reader." He said, "You like to read?" It's the truth. And some of y'all be falling for the same foolishness. They surface wise, they are 10. You go under that surface and get into some of this pragma. Bro don't even know how to read. They over here clowning on Instagram. Do they know the difference between there and there? Like, I'm telling y'all, you better get more than the arrows, and you better get into some of this pragma. Seventh and final love is this. It's called Falacia. Falacia. So I taught this last year. Some of y'all took this word and just ran with it. It's not what you think. It ain't fellatio. Falacia. Philautia. Philautia. Falacia. Philautia. It's so funny. Every year I say this. People be like, fellatio? That's not what I said. Y'all, get your heads out the gutter. Falacia. Philautia. 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 Okay, Falacia. This is self-love. This is important. Self-love. Self-love, which when done well can be healthy, should be healthy. When not done well can be very unhealthy. Right? But this is self-love, and this is a very trending topic right now. You see a lot of people talking about self-love, right? Self-love. I've even done a self-love journey through journaling, a thing that I've created that I coach people through. It's just a simple method that in 28 days or 21 days, I can get you to loving you better. I did it personally for myself. So everybody should spend some time loving themselves and learning how to love themselves, because this can be very empowering. The flip side of it, it can be very unhealthy too. If one, you either don't love yourself well, or two, you love yourself too much, i.e. you're selfish, i.e. you're arrogant, i.e. you are narcissistic, i.e. you think everything is about you and only you. That's the wrong extreme kind of self-love. But self-love that is healthy is a love that you have for yourself, but that also comes with boundaries, right? It is a love that you first have with yourself that then creates boundaries in your life. So you ain't just freely giving your love everywhere, and then you just not taking anything either, right? Because it is a healthy kind of love. But I want you to think about this, because this is the seventh love that I think needs to be included as well. Because here's the reality, y'all. I say this and I close because I got to go. I'm way over. You ain't going to love nobody else right until you love yourself first. If you don't love you, you will never be able to love nobody else. I know it sounds cliche to some of y'all. I'm telling you the truth. You will never love anybody right until you first love you right. And if you don't love you right, eventually you can get people. People are going to still be attracted to you. You can still pull people, but it will not last if you don't first love you. And some of you, your relationships ain't working. It ain't got nothing to do with them. It's got everything to do with you. You don't even like you. You ain't even taking the time to love you. You ain't taking the time to be kind to you. You ain't taking the time to love yourself with boundaries, with appropriate boundaries in your life. And so here you are, got another whole person in your life, and you don't know how to treat them because you ain't treated you right. It's the truth. And this is especially for those of you that hop out of relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. You need some time to learn how to love you, especially after a breakup, a divorce, whatever. You need some time to love you so that when you get in your next one, you get in there whole. And a lot of people end up in relationships and they're not whole because they have not practiced love number 7. Falacia. They haven't practiced that. And so you have to go into relationships whole, and there's no better way to do it than through self-love. This bless anybody, y'all? I'm way over time. I didn't mean to go this long. I got to hurry up. I got to get out of here in 7 minutes. This bless anybody today? Was this helpful? If it did, fill it up with hearts. I told y'all this is going to be a good series, and we just getting started. This is going to be a good series, and I'm just grateful that you tuned in to share with us today. I'm excited about this series, and I want you to make sure that you share this video with someone. Tell them to tune in and watch the replay because it's going to bless them. Now, I want to pray for you. You got a prayer request? I want you to type it in the comments right now. Many of you don't know this. Every morning, 4:15, I get up and I pray over your prayer requests. And so most of you are sleeping during that time. I get up every morning, 5:15. I pray over your prayer requests. And so I want you to know that I believe in prayer. The effectual, fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. And so I pray over you and pray over your requests every single day, Monday through Friday and Sunday. Let me say that. Monday through Friday and Sunday. I pray over your prayer requests. And I want you to know that I'm praying for you. So if you've got a prayer request, I want you to type it in the comments now. If there's something you want me to pray for that is too confidential, you can email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org. That's info@rehabcc.org. Put in the subject line prayer request. That's really important. Put in the subject line prayer request, and that prayer request will get routed to me, and I'll pray for you this week. I'll read your request. Even be sure to respond to your prayer request as well. Good. I see prayer requests coming in. Very good. Y'all rolling. They're rolling this morning. Very good. Type in your prayer request. I want you to know that I'm praying for you. Type in your prayer request. If it's somebody else that you're praying for, you can put their name. Go ahead and put it out there. If it's your son, your daughter, your friend, whatever, I want you to put it in there. Put in your prayer request, because I want to pray over your requests. I'm so thankful for those of you that even include me weekly in your prayer requests. Pray for Pastor. Pastor got mind problems. Pray for Pastor. But I really appreciate you all putting me in your prayer requests. And I want you to know that I'm praying for you. Listen, connect your hands like this as a sign, symbol of faith. I got to move quickly. It's a sign, symbol of faith. I'm getting ready to pray with you, pray for you right now. Type in your prayer request and then connect your hands like this. I want you to join me in prayer, because I'm getting ready to pray for you right now. So as soon as you type in your prayer request, I want you to connect your hands like this, because we're getting ready to pray together. All right. Are y'all ready? Let's do this. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you today for this word. Thank you for this time of gathering you've given us. I pray that something was said that has challenged somebody, that has convicted somebody, that has encouraged somebody to be the best version of them. God, we want to operate in whole love, and whatever areas of our lives that are not whole, God, we ask that you would heal us, that you would connect us with the right resources to bring about healing, so that we can operate and walk in wholeness in our lives, in every area of our lives, and be the best versions of us you've designed us to be. Now, God, for every prayer request that's come across the line, we lift these prayer requests up to you. Every situation, every circumstance, every predicament your people find themselves in, I ask, God, that you would answer prayers, that you would make ways, that you would open doors, that you would meet needs as only you can. God, make this a week that is filled with miracles, that is filled with new opportunities, that's filled with answer prayers, that's filled with calm minds and spirits, that's filled with new career opportunities, that's filled with financial breakthroughs, that's filled with health and wellness. Make this a beneficial, powerful week for your people. And God, we will continue to give your name glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Listen, I want you to type in the comments right now. It is so. Quickly. It is so. If you prayed that prayer of faith with me, I want you to type in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. I know I'm moving fast. I want you to type it in the comments right now. It is so. Every time you say amen, you are saying it is so. Every time you say amen, you are simply saying it is so. And so if you prayed that prayer of faith, I want you to type in the comments now. It is so. It is so. It is so. As you're typing that, if anybody wants to be saved, if anybody wants to dedicate their life to Christ, maybe you heard this message and you want to say, hey, Pastor, I want to be saved. I want to dedicate my life to Christ. I'm not perfect. I've got some things I'm working on, but I really want to be saved today. I want you to know this. Romans 10:9 tells us that if we confess with our mouths, believe with our hearts that Jesus Christ is who he is and did what he did for us, we are saved. It's that simple. Salvation ain't about being perfect. Salvation is about confessing that God is who he is. And that's where the church mixes it up. We say that people are saved because they're perfect. Or we say in church that people have to be perfect in order to be saved. And that ain't the case, because none of us would ever be. Salvation is about admitting that Jesus Christ is bigger than all your problems, that he's the one that died on the cross to solve your problems. And if you can admit that, you are on your road, you are on the road, you are on your way to being everything that God wants you to be. Listen, if you want to be saved today, I want you to stop what you're doing. If you're at brunch, put down the bacon. If you're at the pool in some warm place, I want you to sit up in the pool right now. I want you to stop what you're doing, and I want you to repeat this prayer of faith with me. If you're driving, pull over. I want you to repeat this prayer of faith with me, because God wants to save you right now. Say this with me. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I've made some mistakes. I have some flaws and failures, but I do believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin. He lived on this earth just like I'm living. He suffered, bled, and died on the cross, but 3 days later rose again for my sins. Because he lives, I can live, and I am saved. My friends, if you prayed that prayer of faith, I want to welcome you to the royal family of Jesus Christ. Bigger than Rehab, bigger than any church. Anytime you give your life to Christ, you are welcomed into this large family of believers. And I'm grateful that you've made this decision. Now, go find you a church home somewhere. I don't care where you go. I ain't got but one requirement. Find you a church home that's a Bible teaching, Bible believing, Bible preaching church that does it in a way that you can understand. And not only that, that then turns around and empowers the community around them. There's so many churches you can choose from. I want you to get a church that meets those credentials and go be a member of that church. So you can dedicate your time, your money, your resources, your effort to that ministry. It's so important. Maybe you're tuned in today and you listen to this broadcast and you say, hey, I really like Rehab. I want to be a part of this ministry. Even in this virtual space, we've had people join our church in a virtual manner. And we're really blazing a trail because our ministry and our messages are so transparent and so candid in a way that people can understand it and apply it to their lives. If you want to be a part of this church, this ministry, just do me a favor. Type in the comments membership, #membership. And one of our faithful moderators will reach out to you, get some information from you. And it's that simple. You'll be a part of what is not the largest church in Greensboro, not the largest church in the Triad, not even the largest church, period, but by far the nicest church on the planet, the place we call the perfect place for imperfect people, the Rehab Christian Center. I would love for you to be a part of this ministry. I would love to be called your pastor. So again, just simply type in the comments, #membership, and somebody will reach out to you, and we would love to welcome you in to our ministry. Listen, y'all, quickly, I want to challenge you to give. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give today. I'm so grateful for those of you that gave on last week. On our Super Seed Sunday, people have been reaching out, asking if they can still give. We are preparing to try to get back into the building in January. I know if you look on television, it looks like everybody is still outside. We've got a couple of members right now that are dealing with the virus, that are on quarantine right now, that are dealing with this virus. This virus isn't over. And so when you're out in public spaces, you need to wear your mask. It is so important that you do that. But we are still working hard to try to get back in the building in January on a hybrid basis. We will become a hybrid ministry. And so we will be in church on first and third Sundays. We will be virtual on second and fourths. And fifth Sundays will be optional by the month. We'll figure that out. But I'm just so excited about this innovative space we're going into. And so I want to challenge you to give. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, you can give one of three ways. You can give via CashAPP at $REHABCCGIVE. That's $REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website by visiting www.rehabcc.org. That's www.rehabcc.org, and choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. And right to your cell phone, you will see a message. You click on that message, that link, and you can give right from your cell phone. Again, you can give via CashAPP, $REHABCCGIVE. That's $REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website, www.rehabcc.org, and choose online giving. Or you can give by texting REHABWORKS. Text REHABWORKS, 2 words as 1 word, REHABWORKS to 88202. And right to your cell phone, you will see a link. Click on that link, and you can give right from your cell phone. And we promise you, God will bless you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's going to send somebody into your life to be a blessing to your life because of how you've given. Listen, y'all, I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. Pastor ran way over today. I did not mean to run this long, but Pastor ran way over today. But I love you guys. I'm praying for you, and I want you to know that I'm rooting for you. Make plans to see me this Tuesday, 7:08 p.m. for Life Study, 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to start saying that. We've got members and people that tune in from all over the country. 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Meet us this Tuesday as we continue this Thirst Traps Cuffing Season series. We're going to be teaching this all month long, and make plans to see us Tuesday. Do me a favor, like this video, share it with 5 people. Tell them to go back and watch the replay as they're working out, as they're walking, as they're working this week. And we know it will be a blessing to somebody. Listen, y'all, I love you guys. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I want you to have a fantastic week. We'll make plans to see you on Tuesday. All right. Love you. Praying for you. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by CashAPP at $Pastor ZT3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encouraged, enlightened, and empowered you to be better. Please tune in Tuesday at 7:08 p.m. for our life study experience. And as always, be blessed.